So no, it is not okay for Christians to be all over the map, have diverse opinions. That's what he's talking about. Not even talking about behavior, talking about opinions about sexual ethics. No, it's not okay.
Are you a god, Bryan Fischer? Are you infallible? Clearly you believe that Christians who don't think the way you do are mistaken in their beliefs. You're just as fallible as they are. How can you be sure that your opinions are not the incorrect ones? Ridding a population of diversity of opinion is the best way to maximize the likelihood that everyone in that population is wrong. With lots of different opinions, there's a greater likelihood that at least someone is right about something. I'm sure Fischer probably thinks that his opinion is not as fallible as the opinions of the Christians with whom he disagrees, because he thinks his opinions are grounded in the Bible. But many of the Christians with whom he disagrees are reading the same Bible he is and are simply interpreting it differently. How does Fischer know that his interpretation is right and the others are wrong? How does he know literalism is the correct exegetical approach? How can he be sure he's not mistaken about that?
The Bible is abundantly clear about sexual ethics. Sex is reserved for marriage. Marriage is a union of one man and one woman. Homosexuality is a sin. Sexual immorality is a sin, etc. These things are not ambiguous in the Scripture. So no, it's not okay to have diverse opinions on those issues.
Is your belief that the Bible is clear on these issues fallible? Perhaps they only seem clear to you. I know there are fundies who will retort that as an evolutionist, I believe that all dissenting opinions about evolution ought to be censored and punished. The opposite is true. I encourage that evolution and all other theories be rigorously examined, criticized, and tested. If you think you can prove that evolution did not happen, I eagerly await your findings. If you're right, those findings should be absolutely fascinating. And by the way, the Bible is not clear that marriage is between one man and one woman, because there are several characters in the Bible with multiple wives, and Yahweh seems to have no problem with this. He even gives inheritance rules for guys with multiple wives. If he really had a problem with this, you'd think he'd just say, don't have more than one wife, rather than here's how you handle inheritance if you do have more than one wife.
It's not okay to have diverse opinions on life issues. Life begins at conception. Every child in the womb is being knit together by God in the womb. Psalm 139.
Life begins at conception, but there are lots of things that are alive which, in the Christian view, do not have souls. The Bible never explicitly says that abortion is murder, or even that it is wrong. I'm not at all convinced that the Bible is clear about this issue. If this were as important an issue as fundies make it out to be, you'd think the Bible would be more explicit about it.
It's not okay for Christians to have diverse opinions about evolution. Genesis 1:1, in the beginning, God what? Created the heavens and the earth. What's the heavens and the earth? That's everything. Nothing ambiguous in that, ladies and gentlemen.
That passage is extremely ambiguous. It says absolutely nothing about how God created the heavens and the earth.